Hi, I'm Betsy Rosenberg. I'm here with JoAnneh Nagler, and her new book is going to be a bestseller, I predict. It's called The Debt-Free Spending Plan, an amazingly simple way to take control of your finances once and for all. Why am I predicting that? Well, first of all, there's a lot of us in debt. Secondly, she has simple in the byline, and she swears it actually is simple. So, JoAnneh, congratulations.
Thank you.
There's a ton of financial planning and expert advice books out there gathering dust that probably only help the finances of the authors and the publishers, not necessarily the people who bought the book. Why should I invest another
$16?
Thank you, $16 in this book and not just waste more money?
Well, this book, the book is pitched to people who hate numbers, never like math, and rarely, if ever, balance their checkbook. And I would say that when I went searching, when I was in terrible debt, and I went searching in the literature, what I found was a message that said, get out of debt, it's a bad idea, and now here's how to invest. So for me, that was like telling a drowning person who couldn't float to swim to shore. I was drowning, and it was like saying, hey, swim, right? It didn't work for me. I closed the books before I got to the second chapter. So what's different about this book is this is specifically designed for people who have debt trouble. And that's all classes of people in our country right now. We tend to think of it as a lower income or lower middle income issue, but it's not. It's across the strata of our economic, of everyone in this economy, right?
It's sort of like our obesity epidemic. You don't have to be of a certain socioeconomic
right.
level to have this problem.
Exactly right. So the book, the whole thought process is for people, once you learn how to live within your means, great, address all the financial planning that you want. But for those of us who are in debt, we tend to turn off from that message of, oh, let's look at our retirement, oh, let's set aside money, oh, let's invest money, because we are just trying to make the rent, the mortgage, and the everyday living bills. I mean, there's a think tank called Demos that did a study that said that 40% of Americans in lower and middle income ranges are using credit cards just to get through the day. In other words, just for daily needs expenses. So now if we add luxury items, we add higher income spending to that, we have $2.43 trillion in consumer debt in this country. It's huge.
Wow, and you can somehow make this not only simple, but even maybe fun?
It is a fun book to read, if I do say so myself.
Well, you exude fun, so I figured it wouldn't be boring and dreary.
And it couldn't be. I mean, that was the fun of writing the book, really, was to write it for me, to write it for the people I know who are not, they don't think of themselves as numbers people. They might think of themselves as entrepreneurs or artists or even tech people, but they shut down when it comes to their money. And the reason we shut down is really simple. We don't think we have enough to live. We don't know how to plan our expenses so that the high-ticket items like our housing and our healthcare are covered, and then we still have money for a vacation. And this book is all about doing that. It's about what I call proportional spending. Downsizing without pain, in other words, right? How do you live within your means, pay back debts without gouging your living expenses, and still address needs and wants?
And not feel like you're deprived constantly.
And not feel like you're in self-deprivation. Exactly, because that won't work. I mean, you can do that for about 2 or 3 months, and then you rebel and put something else on your credit card.
Life's too short.
Exactly right.
Screw it.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you do. So this,
same with diets, It's
right.
so easy to go off, but it's so important to stay on.
So this is all about creating a plan that you can live with. And by the way, you're creating the plan. I'm not creating it for you. You're going to prioritize what's important for you. In our household, going out to dinner was a big debting area for us, and it was very important to my husband. So we knew that in that trouble area, we needed to set aside money, no matter how tight the money was, to have money for that item. So we do that every month. Travel, big deal, right? So the book is all about how do you attend to those needs that make you feel fulfilled without going crazy, right? It's reasonable, it's proportional in relation to your income, still pay back an amount towards your debts, and live within your means, right? It sounds hard. It's really not that hard.
Okay, well, I happen to know you're a yoga teacher, so perhaps you help people get in flexible positions, and perhaps you can help people get in a better financial position. And maybe like breathing is so important, breathe in, breathe out, one breath at a time. Maybe It's really one step at a time.
Well, and that's the great news about this book, is it's one step at a time, but if you do this plan within 30 days, you will be living within your means. Doesn't matter, I say it doesn't matter if you make $14,000 or $14 million. If you do the steps in this plan within 30 days, you will be living within your means.
And feeling better just like you would if you did exercise every day.
And that's, we talk about in our household the aphrodisiac quality of a spending plan. I mean, it's a very fun byproduct. Is that when you stop, you still have money decisions, but you don't have money drama.
No,
right?
I don't think I've ever heard spending plan and aphrodisiac in the same sentence. You heard it here first. JoAnneh Nagler, I think this is going to be a big hit with America. The Debt-Free Spending Plan, an amazingly simple way to take control of your finances once and for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Betsy.